Hi guys, welcome back to part 7 of the Kundalini Awakening and Spiritual Awakening Differences series. Now we have discovered that they are needed. One needs the other, right? Simply because of this one reason that Kundalini happens with or without our knowledge that there is such a term or there is such an experience that exists, right? So what of all those people out there, right, who are experiencing this kind of phenomenal awakening but have zero idea that they are not going through whatever they have been diagnosed with, but they are in fact going through a Kundalini awakening? And if it is out of balance, as you know, I've just started the Kundalini imbalance series to show you how to go back and restore balance. Now, some of us are going through that, but we don't know because we've never heard of that, and we don't even know what an awakening is because we are living our lives as we're living them, right? And all we know is something is the matter. You just go to the doctor, you get seen to, and if you've got absolutely no spiritual basis, or rather spiritual awareness, right, you're not going to do anything about it. But there is an interesting thing here as well that happens at some point or the other. There will be divine intervention. There will be something that happens, if that is what you've chosen to experience that lifetime around, for this to then transform into something else, or eventually it'll simply go back down again. We will also come back to why doesn't it go back down again, notwithstanding that there is no practice in place, right? It's awakened. You don't want this thing to be awakened anymore. You just want it to go back down. Why won't it go back down, especially when it has awakened spontaneously? And could it ever go back down again? So, back to the differences between a spiritual awakening and a Kundalini awakening. Now, rather than folks, you looking at the specific differences in terms of the signs and the symptoms, please understand the very basis for either one of these and what is actually happening, right? Kundalini, right, has no religious bias, right? It has got no when that word was also coined together, there is a whole long history. There's lots of different tantras, there's lots of different schools on this as well, the Shaivites and the Shakti, the tantric traditions, and even within tantra you have so many branches of that as well. But I'm not here to propound any of this, and neither am I going to be teaching any of these things. But if you wish to learn, I'm sure that you can find somebody. But certain things or certain practices, such as withholding your sexual energy, or you keep it there, or bringing yourself to a state of arousal so that you're able to then, rather than do anything about it, you then raise that energy up. So there are schools of Tantra that also advocate things like that. But put all of that on the side. So the idea is that you're trying to create such compression in your system for this to unleash that power within, because the only thing that it knows is to ascend. And when it finally ascends, there is that beautiful marriage that takes place in our nervous system, in our brain, that takes place, and our pineal gland starts to function exactly as it should be without the crystallization. Now, there are schools, as you know, that will be working on opening just the pineal gland and getting the brain in order, but it will not happen without us having the consciousness taken care of at all the other parts of us, right? Because we are not just up there, we are everywhere, right? Now, we have learned so far, and we've understood, is that your spiritual awakening basically holds the Kundalini awakening. It gives it a container, right? The spiritual awakening can be contained in whichever way you want to. The Kundalini awakening can be contained in whichever container, shape, size you wish to give it. Okay? Now, when it has no container, it's simply going to ride you, and it's going to go wherever it wants to find a comfortable spot in you, which is going to be wherever a blockage is, because she can't go beyond a certain point, and she'll just sit there. She'll sit there until something happens about that blockage or that system, right? Someone will have to manipulate the energy. Your body will need to be stretched in certain ways. This is why when you go through a Kundalini awakening, folks, you'll find that you are naturally inclined towards doing some incredible stretching with your body. You'll find that not just that, your spine will be a lot straighter. You'll find that you may not even need a pillow to sleep on, and the vertebra on your spine will look a little bit different as well. Your skin might be looking a little bit different. But again, all this in another post. Spiritual awakening, to simply come to an end with this series, is a vital part of our existence, to experience the totality of the source of us, and then of our experience as us, without finding purpose, visions, or goals and what have you, but simply enacting those yamas, niyamas, right? You naturally do all those things in a spiritual awakening, though you're not versed with Patanjali Sutras, though you're not versed with Vedanta or any other scriptures like the Kabbalion, right? You're not versed in any of these things, yet the secret of existence starts to reveal itself to you during a spiritual awakening. Coupled with this Kundalini awakening, you are unstoppable, because you have discovered the power that was latent inside of you. So all that bliss that you were seeking outside of you, whether it is through any sense pleasures, right? It literally goes. It goes because you have realized that you yourself are a factory that manufactures this mana, this bliss, at a constant basis, if you can simply show up for it. Do not get muddled up with labels and trying to mentalize things, right? Because it will then simply be a mental exercise, and you'll be banging your head against this or against that notion, right? It is an incredible experience, folks. Please feel free to drop me any comments, right? Any direct messages for any little questions that you have, or anything that you would like to be addressed, right? Wherever you are is where you have chosen to be. So much love, and from my heart to yours, thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve you. Take care.